starting off with that bidding war brewing in the French telecoms industry.
Yeah, we saw telecoms shares soaring during trading here in Paris this Thursday. Orange shares were up more than 10%. Bouygues shares are up more than 6%. And this follows the news that Bouygues is in the race to buy rival mobile operator SFR. Investors appear to be thinking that there'll be fewer actors in the French mobile industry in the future, which may lead to higher profits. It's not a done deal just yet, though, for Bouygues. It is going head-to-head with cable operator Numéricable for SFR. Joe Tandy has more details.
2 offers, 2 visions, 1 target. Both vying for operator SFR, the bosses of Bouygues and Numéricable are locked in a bidding war that's likely to reshape the French telecoms market. On Wednesday, Bouygues unveiled its bid, €10.5 billion for SFR. Numéricable's keeping its cards close to its chest, but holding company Altice is thought to have offered €11 billion for France's second biggest operator. Already number 3 in the sector, Bouygues has for many analysts the strongest bid. With an offer focused on the mobile phone market, Bouygues claims it'll make SFR worth €19 billion and find €10 billion in savings. Former owner Vivendi would retain 46% of the operator. On the downside, many fear the combined Bouygues-SFR would be too big. With a 42% market share, the telecoms giant would knock leader Orange off the top spot, meaning the new operator could run into trouble with France's competition watchdog. Numéricable's offer focuses on internet services. The company claims its bid will value SFR at just under €15 billion, making €12 billion in savings and leaving Vivendi around a third of SFR's capital. Yet Numéricable's a newcomer to the market, deemed by some analysts to lack Bouygues' credibility. With French unemployment high, the government is keeping a watchful eye on the deal. Bouygues says there'll be no forced departures, while Numéricable argue they may even recruit. Both bidders want to convince Paris that they're mindful of SFR's 9,000 employees.
OK, let's take a look at the stock markets next. Over in the United States this hour, we're seeing mostly gains with around about 40 minutes or so before the close of trade. Shares, they're getting a boost by the news that 323,000 people applied for jobless benefits last week. It's the lowest figure that we've seen in 3 months' time over in the United States. Now, that rise in telecom shares that I was talking about before boosted the CAC 40 in Paris. The focus during the session was otherwise on the European Central Bank. This as the ECB kept its benchmark interest rate on hold at 0.25%. It also raised its growth forecast for the Eurozone to 1.2% this year. That's marginally higher than previously, and a sign that the recovery is gaining ground in the Eurozone. ECB President Mario Draghi, during his monthly press conference, warned that there are still risks looking ahead, saying that he is ready to act if need be. Let's look to the currency markets as well. The Russian ruble is under pressure against both the euro and the dollar. It comes as the US President Barack Obama ordered asset freezes and visa bans for certain Russian and Ukrainian officials. The measures are aimed at individuals who are deemed to be threatening Ukraine's sovereignty. European leaders, too, say asset freezes and visa bans could be on the cards. Let's take a look at a few other stories that we're following for you. There were clashes between police and protesters in Athens on Thursday. Demonstrators tried to break through the cordon at the finance ministry during a visit by Germany's president. The protest coincided with the news of a slight reduction in the Greek unemployment rate to 27.5%. But the protesters say they're not seeing any improvements. French bank BNP Paribas has suspended a senior currency trader. That's according to the Wall Street Journal. It says the suspension is part of a global investigation into currency manipulation. Regulators on both sides of the Atlantic are looking into claims of wrongdoing by banks. BNP Paribas has declined to comment on the news of this suspension. And South Africa has introduced rolling blackouts for the first time since 2008. The state-owned utility Eskom is calling on both businesses and domestic users to preserve energy. It's declared a power emergency after heavy rains left coal stockpiles too wet to use in coal-fired power plants. OK, that is the business news for now. I'll be back again in around about an hour's time with more business headlines. For now, though, back to Laura.
Thanks very much indeed, Marcus. And it's time now to bring you up to speed with what's got people clicking and sharing over the past 24 hours. It's time for Web News.